right, well, I'm here in the tournament. I'm the 30 seed. I have to say I did this to myself. Honestly, if you saw my last match, I'm just lucky that they're ever letting me play Movie Warzone again after that display. I got Boatman, obviously one of the greats to ever play this game. I have no expectations whatsoever of winning. However, in order to be fair to myself, I have to point out I have defeated Boatman before, at least in a team setting. And so I think if I'm going to have any chance tonight, I got to bring in a secret weapon, so to speak.
Scott. Hello there, sir.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I don't recognize the place. It's things have changed, but yeah, no, I'm excited to be here with you tonight. And I've been on a lower side of that low ranking feeling. That
it turned out okay for you. Yeah,
exactly.
Did,
so listen, Boatman's awesome. He's great. I miss everyone here.
Uh-oh, did he freeze or did I freeze?
I think I froze for a second. Okay, I believe in you. That's the message.
We're back, baby.
If Scott's secret weapon was a guy with Chance Ellison's Wi-Fi, whoo! I love our odds. At the end of the day, we got the 3 seed. I like our poll. Playing Scott, I like our poll. He can throw the legalese beat double indemnity thing all he wants. Clash beat legalese. So at the end of the day, who beats who doesn't really matter in teams. It's singles. So I like our chances. Good luck, Scott. But we're gonna win this one. We got a belt to win.
Welcome everybody back to Multiplex Movie Warzone. I am your host today, Payson, the Cinemaster Johnson. Joining me as always is my lovely co-host, Dylan Van Thine. And today we have an excellent match between our number 3 seed, Kaleb the Little Boat Boatman, and our number 30 seed, Scott the Esquire Harvey. Dylan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. This is an interesting one. Boatman obviously trying to recapture the, great performance that he had in previous tournaments. And, Scott's also looking to try to make a big, statement today. So I think it should be an interesting one.
I agree. Both players coming at this with very different tournament histories, but I think this is going to be an exciting match. 2 great players. Let's get them in. Let's get this match started. We're just going to put you right there. All right, let me tell you guys how round 1 is going to work. Round 1 is going to work like this. Competitors will get 8 questions from 8 different categories worth 1 point apiece. They will have 15 seconds to write their answers on their board, and if they get all 8 questions right, they will receive a bonus question. Competitors will have 3 repeats and 1 challenge throughout the duration of the match. Any questions? All right, in that case, I will hit you off with your first question in the category of scores and soundtracks. The soundtrack for Last Christmas is made up primarily of songs from what pop star? You have a favorite pop star, Dylan?
I do. Unfortunately, I can't name any, just for the sake of not wanting to give away anything. But
you're a good host. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scott, we'll start with you.
R.I.P. George Michael.
And Boatman?
Not the Blues. George Michael.
That is correct, and thank you for the Arrested Development.
All right, next question comes in actors and actresses. What actor has played a famous real-life musician, a real-life U.S. president, and a real-life gothic horror writer?
So he's gonna
What was that last word, sorry?
Writer, gothic horror writer.
So I was going to ask you what you did last Christmas, but I didn't want to tempt you into singing the song.
Yeah. I mainly just sat down.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I had some fondue.
Stood up occasionally. Yeah.
5, 4, 3,
Repeat
2,
the question.
1.
All right, yep. What actor has played a famous real-life musician, a real-life U.S. president, and a real-life gothic horror writer?
Yeah, Christmas is my personal favorite holiday. Halloween can be fun, but when you have a nice Christmas, it brings everyone together.
Yeah, I think I'm partial to Halloween because I'm a horror guy, but yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Boatman, will go to you.
I said Kevin Kline.
And we will go to Scott.
John Cusack?
John Cusack is correct.
Can I know the movies?
Love and Mercy, Lee Daniels, The Butler, and The Raven.
The Raven.
Oh, okay.
So we will be moving on to your third question, the category of action adventure. In what action film would you find the fictional sports team, the LA Stallions? Warzone is famous for a couple of wild stallions.
Mm.
Yes.
It's true. It's true.
One of them is pretty wild with their film taste. One of them is very prim and proper. Take a guess which one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scott, will go to you.
Is this a movie with the greatest opening scene ever, The Last Boy Scout?
We'll go Boatman.
Last Boy Scout.
The Last Boy Scout is correct.
So your next question comes in horror. What is the profession of Christopher Walken's character before the accident that gives him his abilities in The Dead Zone? I like that I get the Cronenberg question. That's nice.
Yeah. Wasn't planned, but happy it ended up that way.
Worked out well.
You can say the spaces that we write the questions between could be called the dead zone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hate myself sometimes. Boatman, will go to you.
Teacher.
And we'll go to Scott.
Nah, I said doctor.
Teacher is correct. High game. Your fifth question will be coming in the category of classics. Kirk Douglas, James Mason, and Peter Lorre star in what classic adventure film? Gotta say, that Peter Lorre is one of my favorite weird faces.
Mm-hmm.
You just look at him and he looks like he's been curb stomped. 5, 4, 3,
Repeat
2.
the question.
All right, that's Scott's first repeat. Kirk Douglas, James Mason, and Peter Lorre star in what classic adventure film? James Mason. My name is Payson. We rhyme. Maybe we're related. Who knows?
Bars. You should just
5,
freestyle for the next question.
4, 3, 2, 1. Wicca will go Scott.
Okay, never mind.
I said Spartacus.
We'll go Bowman.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is correct.
All right, so your next question comes in sci-fi fantasy. What is the name of the alien race that occupies the planet of Pandora in Avatar?
Do you remember Pandora?
What?
Do you remember like the radio thing Pandora?
I don't know if I know what you're
Still
talking
a
about.
thing.
Maybe that's not a Canadian thing.
I feel old. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boatman will go to you.
Navi.
And we will go to Scott.
The Navi.
Navi is correct. Your penultimate question will be coming to you in the category of Oscars. Who won Best Director for Kramer versus Kramer? Now, when I read the term Navi, do you know what first comes to my mind?
What?
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh.
That's the little
That's fair.
fairy that follows around Link.
Mm-hmm.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scott will go to you.
I'm mad at myself. I can't remember. I said Herbert Ross.
We'll go to Boatman.
Robert Benton.
Robert Benton is correct.
So your final question tonight will come in rom-coms, or round one. What recent rom-com is about a young man who travels through a desolate wasteland filled with dangerous creatures to reunite with his girlfriend after an apocalyptic event?
Could you imagine if just we had 8 questions and that was the
Yeah.
match?
Yeah.
Like just we got everyone here. They trained for like a couple weeks and then just 8 questions. That's it. 5, 4, 2, 1. Boatman will go to you.
Love and Monsters.
And we will go to Scott.
Love and Monsters.
Love and Monsters is correct. All right, so if I'm not mistaken, Dylan, I have a score of Boatman at 7, Scott at 5.
Yep, that's what I got.
All right, but anything can happen. happen as we get into round 2, also known as our wheel round. Each competitor will get a spin at the wheel and receive 5 questions in whatever category they land on. Answer it correctly, 2 points. Check down to multiple choice, 1 point. If they get the question wrong, their opponent has the chance to seal. Once a competitor spins a category, they will choose whether to keep it or spin again. They must keep whatever they land on their second spin. The categories on your lovely wheel tonight are Fandom, Disney Animation, and post-1950 Hitchcock, which is Boatman's strength, Greta Gerwig, and recent releases, which are Scott's strengths, as well as scores and soundtracks, 1980s, war, 2010s, and of course, spinners and opponent's choice. Boatman, you are in the lead. Would you like to go first or defer?
We will defer.
You will defer. All right, then Scott, this is your spin. Let me just get Ethan in. Your spin is in. You land on 2010s. Would you like to keep it or defer?
We gotta stick with that, right?
General categories have been bad to me recently. However, I think I need to probably keep this just based
This is
on
the
my
one.
odds here. So, yeah.
You got this.
All right,
All
I'll
right.
keep it.
We will be keeping 2010s. Dylan, why don't you read Scott's questions in the category of 2010s?
All right, sure. So, Scott, your first question in 2010s. In Yesterday, Ed Sheeran convinces Jack and his agent to change the title of what classic Beatles song because the name seems outdated?
Hey, Jude.
That is correct for 2 points. What is the profession of Paul Giamatti's character in Saving Mr. Banks?
Multiple choice.
Your options are A, a screenwriter, B, chauffeur, C, farmer, or D, bartender.
Screenwriter.
That is incorrect. Boatman for the 1 point steal. Your options are A, screenwriter, B, chauffeur, C, farmer, or D, bartender.
Chauffeur.
That is correct for 1 point. What 2010s film featured the final performance from James Gandolfini?
The Drop.
That is correct for 2 points. Penultimate question. How was Mandy killed by the cultists in 2018's Mandy?
I'm so sorry, Ethan. Multiple choice.
Your options are A, drowned, B, strangled, C, decapitated, or D, buried or burned alive.
Burned alive.
That is correct for 1 point. So your final question in 2010s. What actor directed the film I'm Still Here?
Multiple choice.
Your options are A, Casey Affleck, B, Joaquin Phoenix, C, Mark Ruffalo, or D, Ryan Gosling.
Five.
Repeat the options.
Your options again are A, Casey Affleck, B, Joaquin Phoenix, C, Mark Ruffalo, or D, Ryan Gosling.
Casey Affleck.
That is correct for 1 point.
And so after that round, Scott was able to get his score up to 11, but Bowman was able to get a steal and get his score up to 8. We will bring Koho in for Boatman's spin. Bowman, this is your first spin. You land on your strength of post-1950 Hitchcock. Would you like to keep it or
We'll keep that.
we'll keep it?
Yeah.
All right, Bowman, I'll be giving you your questions in post-1950 Hitchcock. In what film will you find characters being pursued whilst at a ballet performance?
Torn Curtain.
That is correct for 2 points. In what specific kind of location does Otto Keller die in I Confess?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options, is it A, ballroom, B, confession booth, C, freight car, or D, crypt?
Confession booth?
That is incorrect, Scott. A chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, ballroom, B, confession booth, C, freight car, or D, crypt?
Crypt?
That is also incorrect. We were looking for A, ballroom. Your third question. Who appears in both Marnie and Family Plot?
Bruce Dern.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question. What is the profession of the man who is meant to be Guy's alibi for the murder in Strangers on a Train?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options. Is it A, professor, B, police officer, C, reporter, or D, bartender? Five, four.
Can I get a repeat of the options, please?
Absolutely. Is it A, professor, B, police officer, C, reporter, or D, bartender?
Reporter?
That is incorrect, Scott. A chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, professor, B, police officer, C, reporter, or D, bartender?
I'll say bartender.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for A, professor. And your final question in the category of post-1950 Hitchcock. What is the name of the town in which The Trouble with Harry takes place?
High water.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, so Dylan, if I'm not mistaken, I have a score of Boatman at 14, Scott at 11.
Yep.
All right, but anything can happen as we head into round 3, also known as our Pick Your Poison round. Competitors will pick a 1, 2, 3, and 4-pointer from the pre-selected categories. Your categories that your competitors will be choosing tonight are recent releases, animation, music, horror, action-adventure, comedy, 1970s, and coming-of-age/teen. Your competitors will pick their categories right after this. All right, the competitors have chosen their categories. Boatman has chosen his 1-pointer in music, his 2-pointer in coming-of-age/teen, his 3-point in 70s, and his 4-point in animation, while Scott has chosen his 1-point in action-adventure, his 2-point in horror, his 3-point in coming-of-age/teen, and his 4 in recent releases. Because Dylan gave Scott his questions in round 2, I will be giving Scott his questions in round 3. Scott, your 1-pointer in the category of action-adventure. Who plays Casey Ryback in Under Siege?
Steven Seagal.
That is correct for 1 point. Your 2-pointer in the category of horror. Halloween takes place in what U.S. state?
Illinois.
That is correct for 2 points. Tie game.
All right, so that means I will give Boatman his 1-point question in animation, which is
No.
No.
or what? Oh, I read that wrong way. Sorry,
Music.
music.
You're
My
good.
bad. Good thing. Thank you for catching me there.
Yep.
So 1-pointer in music. Who played the title character in Amadeus?
Tom Hulse.
That is correct for 1 point.
And we are moving on to Scott's 3-pointer in the category of coming-of-age/teen. What 2000s coming-of-age film is about a teenager with ADHD who begins offering advice to fellow students from the boys' bathroom and begins dating his principal's daughter?
Charlie Bartlett.
That is correct for 3 points.
All right. So then we will go to 2-pointer in coming of age, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, and Emilio Estevez have supporting roles in what 80s coming-of-age film?
The Outsiders.
That is correct for 2 points.
All right, we are tied, but we are going to stick with Boatman because he has more questions.
All right. So your 3-point question in 70s. What is the profession of Peter Sellers' character in Being There?
Gardener.
That is correct for 3 points.
All right, so it all comes down to this. Scott does have to hit his 4-pointer in order to stay in the game. If he hits it, he throws it back to Boatman for his 4-pointer. If he misses, game over. So, Scott, your 4-pointer in the category of recent releases. What 2010s film does Jenna Ortega's character say is her favorite horror movie in 2022's Scream? Five, four.
Repeat.
All right, that is your second repeat. What 2010s film does Jenna Ortega's character say is her favorite horror movie in 2022's Scream? Five, four.
I'll use the last one.
All right, that is your final repeat. What 2010s film does Jenna Ortega's character say is her favorite horror movie in 2022's Scream?
Hereditary.
And your winner, Kaleb the Lil Boatman. The correct answer we were looking for was the Babadook.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we will be moving into post-match interviews, starting with our unfortunate second-place finisher. Scott, you played an incredible game. It went down to your 4-pointer. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling okay. I thought I had the last one. I remember her talking about it being elevated horror and whatnot, and so I took a swing. Honestly, Babadook wasn't in my mind, but it does come to me now. But other than that, I didn't miss any questions that I feel really bad about or anything. So that's an improvement from past matches. Went to the last question. I guess I can't be too upset. Boatman's obviously very good. So, I hate that my record is now 4-6 or whatever. But, again, I did it to myself to some extent. So.
Scott played a great game. Obviously, I haven't been around here in a while, but this is, he thought he was going to, do very poorly, and he didn't. He did really well. He missed one big question at the end, which, Boatman would have had his 4-pointer anyway, and he was playing a hot game anyway. Might not have mattered. Played great. The Mandy question upset me for a moment, but we're going to move past it. And it was just fun being back here and seeing Scott play, and it'll be more fun when I see him in person in a couple weeks.
Hell yeah.
Little teaser for you guys.
Yes, that should be fun. But Scott, this does unfortunately mean your tournament run is at an end. But when you do play again, is there someone you have your sights on that you would like to have a match against?
I hesitate to say this because he's also very good. But in terms of people where I feel like our record might not tell the whole story, put me against Robert Kastner, I guess, for the sad sack match, and whoever loses plays in the retirement match, and it'll be really weird. But sure, I'll play against him. He's a good guy.
Sad sack match. You said it, not me. But thank you so much, Scott and Ethan, for having a great match today. But we will be moving on to our first place finisher tonight. Boatman, that was a great match. Scott had you on your toes for a little while there, but you pulled it out in the end. How are you feeling?
I just first want to say Scott played phenomenally. He did really well. Nothing but credit to him. He played great. I'm glad that I got got my little rust game back in, because I don't know if you can tell from my voice, I haven't been feeling too well this week. So I got my sick game in and I won that, so that's good. I feel I feel good. But thank you to Scott because he played excellently, and thanks to Ethan for coming back because I'm just happy to be back in Warzone. I'm trying to be more chill, and I feel blessed that my not feeling well didn't affect my head too much in this game.
I'll go ahead and I'll step in and say if a sick game and a ring rust game combined is 7 points in round 1 from Kaleb Boatman, I feel pretty good. I like our odds at winning this whole thing when he's 100% going forward. So I think Scott put up a really valiant effort. But if this game and this performance under these circumstances for Boatman, if he does that good under those those qualifiers for himself, then I like our odds in rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Mm-hmm.
No, 100%. But Boatman, this does mean you are moving on to round 2 of the tournament, meaning you will be either playing Ryan Payne, the 14 seed, or would you look at that, the 19 seed himself, Kaleb Koho. Out of those two people, who would you like to see in the ring for yourself?
I'd like to take 1 second to just say to the people of Movie Warzone and seedings and stuff, if I could just 1 year, if I could just 1 year get a round 2 potential match that isn't one of the greatest to ever play the game, I would love it because it was Brian and I'm good. I had to play Quailer last year. Fine. Here's the thing. I'll be the one that plays Boatman in round 2, and it'll be a very friendly hands-off competition for him.
That's fair. Yeah, well, look, if it's Koho, then that's someone who I've wanted to play in Warzone since I debuted in Warzone back in 2019. So, like, I'm happy to play him. If it's Ryan, then I'm gonna bash his brains in because he beat Koho.
Wow.
Figuratively.
That's fair. Multiplex movie Warzone. It either makes people's dreams come true or death. But thank you so much for showing up today, Boatman. Always a pleasure. Dylan, I think Koho said it best. If Bo can put up 20 points in while being not feeling too well, that should show how scary of a player he is. But Scott kept it in there the entire time. What are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a fantastic match. Probably will be one of the best matches I think of round 1. Kaleb Boatman, like, obviously played fantastic. Scott, was talking down on himself before he came in, and he played a really good match as well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see them both come back. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, from Dylan, from Boatman, from Koho, from Scott, from Ethan, from me, and from everyone over here at Multiplex Movie Movie Warzone, I'm Payson Johnson. Have a good night.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Goodbye.